Welcome to the Practice Brave podcast. I am the host, Brianna Battles, founder of Pregnancy and Postpartum Athleticism and CEO of Everyday Battles. I'm a career strength and conditioning coach, entrepreneur, mom of 2 wild little boys, and a lifelong athlete. I believe that athleticism does not end when motherhood begins, and this podcast is dedicated to coaching you by providing meaningful conversations, insights, and interview topics related to fitness, mindset, parenting, and of course, all the nuances of pregnancy and postpartum. From expert interviews to engaging conversations and reflections, this podcast is your trustworthy, relatable resource for learning how to practice brave through every season in your life.
Hi.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Practice Brave podcast. Today, I'm here with my son, Cade Battles.
Hi.
He's excited to come on this podcast. We've kind of made this a tradition the last couple years where he comes on and we do a podcast around his birthday, just kind of document his growth. And for those of you who don't know, the whole reason that I started Pregnancy and Postpartum Athleticism in this business was because of him, because of the experience I had becoming a mother and my birth experience with him and just what it was like, you know, in my, I guess, big identity shift as a mom after having him. And it led to a lot of positive things with his business. And his birthday's coming up at the end of the month, which I consider like an anniversary for the P&PA brand, because again, if it weren't for him, would not have this business. So it's all significant blessing. Definitely the best thing to happen to me.
Yeah, I did that.
You did do that. All right. So I'm going to be interviewing Cade. He's turning 12 on June 25th. And I know so many of you have been here from the beginning and, you know, he's kind of like growing up with us. So Cade, you ready to do an interview?
Yeah.
You excited? All right. So can you introduce yourself and tell people a little bit about what you're into right now?
Hi, I'm Cade Battles. I'm really into sports, and my favorite one is probably football or basketball. And the sports I play is football, basketball, baseball, and jiu-jitsu. And that's what I'm really into.
Yeah. What do you love most about sports? Like why, like what is it that lights you up?
How energetic it is and how like you can challenge yourself to keep pushing forward and you don't really lose. You just really learn.
Yeah.
If you do lose, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like you've gained so much maturity in the last couple years, specifically with like how you approach your competitiveness, because you're a really intense person like me, and we feel things very intensely. So when you would lose, I mean, you would be like almost angry, like really mad, really, really mad. And you would cry and be pissed off at literally everybody. But I feel like within the last, I don't know, like 6 months or so, there's been a big shift in seeing that with you. Like, what do you feel like happened?
Well, I keep telling myself what I just said, like, you always learn from it, like, you can do better from it. And whatever you did in the sport that you could do better, because there's always improvement waiting for you.
Yeah.
You could just improve on what you did wrong.
Yeah. It's a really good growth mentality to have. So what's something that most people wouldn't guess about you? I know what I think. What do you think?
I don't really know. I mean, people know me so well. Yeah. Usually my friends like down the street.
Yeah.
All those people. What would you not guess about me?
Well, I think that people assume that you're just like this energetic, like crazy boy energy, but you're also
a lot of feelings.
You have a lot of feelings, like you're very sensitive. And overall, I feel like you're really emotionally intelligent because you can communicate a lot of those things with me. But most of the time, I think you come off as being like just a really goofy, funny, like active and intense kid. But underneath that, like you feel things really deeply. especially at bedtime when you want to talk a lot. Just talk. Huh?
Yeah, just to stay up.
Yeah, I know your game. How would you describe our family?
Intense, athletic, very supporting. Like, mom goes to literally almost every one of my games that I have or jiu-jitsu tournaments, and my family. And then I usually go to my brother's sports all the time. Or if I can't, I usually at my own.
Yeah. Yeah, something that like we kind of joke about a lot is like, hey, if I'm not at your practice, Cade, then like you're at my practice. And so our whole family just sort of that's part of our family culture is training together or being in the same environment as one another to be supportive of that.
Yeah.
So I do like that. Intense and athletic. Well, yeah. All right. Walk me through a typical day in your life. What is your favorite part? Let's think about like school. Like a day in the life, like when you're in school, because summer is a little bit of a free for all.
Yeah. It's really fun.
I know.
In school, I mean, there's an everyday schedule, but since I'm going into middle school, it's gonna change a lot.
Yeah.
But from the last year,
it's like a typical day. So like you wake up, you eat your breakfast.
Yeah, I wake up,
go to school,
I go to the bathroom, and then I eat breakfast, and then go to school, and then we jump right into like a special thing, like specials they call it, into like music and library, PE, or something like that. And then after that, we go into math, and then we do like an hour and a half of math, and then we go into a special group thing.
Yeah.
Where we do math and reading. And then after the hour group that we have, we go in to lunch, and then after lunch we have recess. After recess we come in and do reading for an hour, and then we start social studies.
Yeah.
Dual recess, and then finish with social studies and science.
Yeah. So that's what 5th grade was like for you. And then normally after school, we come home, we eat real fast, and then it's like sports really fast. And I'd say like most nights when we're in season, I say we because like it's like the whole family is involved in this with our own everybody's sports. There are nights that we're not getting home and eating dinner until like 9:00 at night, and it's late.
This game was like,
I know.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing about sports mom era is like everything is so late because they don't want to eat dinner at like 4. But now that we're in summer, we have a little bit more flexibility, and you get some time off of organized sports and organized like school and schedule and stuff like that. So I like to make sure that we break that up throughout the year so that, you have your times to be locked in, and you have times where you have a little bit more freedom and autonomy. And that's what summer is like for us right now. Okay. What is your dream way to spend a Saturday?
I wake up, I eat breakfast, I watch a little bit of TV, and then I go out right away to play with my friends down the street with Max, Ethan, Luke, and Theo. And they all live down there, so I just bike down there. We play outside, either like play a wiffle ball game, or we play on trampoline. We do a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit, because I feel like, you're really lucky. You have a unique childhood where you have a lot of friends that live on your street. You're able to play with them. And you guys do not spend a lot of time on screens. Like, you guys are really active in how you play, but I feel like that's pretty rare, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, most kids are on video games nonstop and like Fortnite and all that. Like, I just disagree with all of it because it will literally ruin your brain into becoming an athlete or something like that. What you want to become, your dream. And I get if you want to be like an esports player, then yeah, whatever. But I totally disagree with that. It ruins your brain. And for me, it gives me migraines.
Yeah.
Not fun.
Yeah. On our like travel days where you're on the iPad a lot, you feel it. And so, yeah, we try to, I mean, I don't feel like I can tell my boys, you cannot play things, but in our house, we just we don't have a lot of access to video games. And if we do, they are sports games. And I know that you play with your friends sometimes, but overall, like,
FIFA and stuff like that.
Yeah, but we have pretty strict boundaries on like, that's not how you're spending your time.
Chad hides those iPads over there.
That's right.
Every
That's right.
time.
We're not in a good hiding place right now, but yeah, like we're not into that. But I also think that like we stay busy enough where there's not a whole lot of time to be doing that. Because we don't really like condone having a ton of downtime, especially during, again, like school season. Like we like to have a really structured week so that we're prioritizing our school, our schedule, our sleep, and just like, especially as he gets older, I just don't want him to have too much time on his hands. I think it's really important to stay busy and to stay organized and surrounded by like productive people. So that's how we approach this. What other questions do we have here? What is one thing you wish adults understood about being a kid right now in 2025?
That whenever you start young in anything you want to do, it's just so much better because your brain will take that in pretty easily. And then when you're an adult, it's just a lot harder because you haven't been doing it since you were a kid.
Yeah.
And a lot of grown-ups say, I want to be a kid again. But like, yeah, I get why they say that because it's a lot easier to learn different stuff and how to become what you're going to become when you're older.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing we talk about a lot is like exposure early and often, exposure to different sports, to different hobbies, to different activities, like both athletically and not. Cade likes to draw and like have that as a creative outlet. But we've been encouraging that since he was really little. Music wise, like you have an electric drum set and like that's a good outlet for him too sometimes, especially at night when he has a lot of energy. But just, yeah, being able to expose our kids early and often to a variety of different interests so then they can learn it and then use it or revisit it later in life. Okay, what is something really cool that's happened to you recently?
Well, in baseball season just ended.
Mm-hmm.
In West Valley, we won the championship. Which is really good. We had the best record. And it was very fun. We were playing against a really good team. And it was just very exciting.
Yeah. What did that coach say to you after that game? I shared a post on it on social media.
I wrote it down too.
I did because I was like, oh, I gotta remember this.
He was like, after the game, or I think it was the semifinal game when we were going to the championship. That's what it was. The coach said, like, wow, you really have a gift, and I really hope you get to show it or something like that, and like go on and become a very what's the word?
Successful?
Yeah, successful.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just like how he said that like you have really good energy for your teammates and like that you just really good sportsmanship, and you know, we love that about you too, Cade. We love seeing how hyped you get for like everybody, every circumstance. Like you bring so much positive energy and you're a really good teammate and you're a really good like competitor against other people. I liked watching you in the championship game when you did your lineup where like you were like clapping so much for the other team, like for the friends that you have on the other team. You were
so many people.
I know, but like it was cool that you were like still supportive, even though like you knew you're going to go into a game and like want to win, but that you're still like hyping your friends that are on the other team. And that's just that is a gift that will take you very far. It's one thing to be a good player. It's a whole other thing to like bring the character and sportsmanship along with it. So you have talented in a multitude of ways. Who do you look up to in your friend group or in terms of like an adult, and then why?
Well, in my friend group, I have a lot of friend groups.
Yeah.
And different
Or just think, who do you look up to?
The people on the street, I mean, like, maybe Ethan, because he's really supporting and he'll literally like talk to about anything.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to like endorse that, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Probably he's a really good friend. Which plays into the next question. Well, what makes somebody a really good friend, in your opinion?
supporting, kind, helpful.
Yeah.
Athletic. They're willing to do stuff.
Willing to like play with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a lot of good friends in your life. I'm so happy that you do. Okay. What is your favorite game to play right now? Not just like sports, but like activity game.
Well, wiffle ball.
Yeah.
Right now, it'd probably be wiffle ball because I just feel fun.
Yeah.
Hitting a ball and people trying to get you out.
Yeah.
I've been playing that recently a lot with them down the street.
All right. If what's like a word or a trend or like a phrase that like we as grown-ups just don't get, but you guys use all the time? Like, remember like when you told me like my sweatpants were drippy? I was like, what?
Oh, yeah. Well, like, you're cooked or something like that, or you're cooking. I think you're doing like really good or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like,
Cap.
yeah, that's cap.
So is that
Lie. It's a lie.
it's a lie?
Well, that's no cap. That's no lie.
Okay.
No cap. That's cap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I mean, there's brain rot stuff that people are using a lot, and I hate it. It's like Sigma.
That's brain lock.
Ugh, I can't stand it. And then, like, Ohio Skibbity Riz, like,
What is that?
I don't know. And
But we call that brain rot because it's like
it's very brain rot. And like I said earlier, like the video games
Mm-hmm.
and the YouTube.
Oh, so that's a video game culture.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. But cooked.
So cooked is like
Cooked is like
you're cooking.
you're cooking.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
But if you got cooked, then that's not a good
thing. You got cooked. Like your ankles got broken or something, like.
And that's like a juke.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You're not, unless you snap your ankle, then yeah, you broke your ankle.
Well, look, there's some like old ladies listening to this podcast that are my age. They don't know what all these things are. So we're gonna, we're gonna try to lock in. That's a good one too.
Lock in.
Lock in.
Yeah.
Or like grandma says, okay, I'm locked.
Yeah, lock in's a good one too. Lock in's a really good one.
All right, let's move on. A little bit back to sports, because obviously this is something you talk about a lot. What's your favorite? Well, we said your favorite sport is football. But what do you love about football in particular?
Hitting people.
You like hitting people? I feel like you like
stiff arm and then
dodging, getting hit.
Yeah, dodging, getting hit is really fun, especially when you have the ball or you're trying to catch the ball, because I'm a running back. And
this was your first year of tackle football this past fall, right?
Really fun.
Yeah, you had played like 1 year of flag before that. Or maybe 2, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a question I get a lot, like, oh, like when did you put your son in football? And like we were really hesitant for a while because, I don't want him to get, concussion, and what we know about brain injuries and stuff like that. So we did want to delay it a little bit. So he started tackle football at 11.
10. 11.
No, 11.
11.
Started tackle football at 11. And I'm so grateful that you started at that age, so that like your first exposure wasn't going to be in 7th grade, where a lot of those kids had been playing for a long time. And then you're like trying to figure it out, because it is different than flag.
It's a lot different. A lot different.
Yeah. So I'm grateful that you were, matched up with people that are around your size, and that you were able to get exposure to like learning the fundamentals at this age. And then one thing that I love from a coaching perspective is seeing how transferable jiu-jitsu was into football. Can you talk about that a bit? Because you've been doing jiu-jitsu since you were 4 years old. So
7.5 years.
Yeah. So like, I feel like football definitely is where I've seen jiu-jitsu like complement that sport for you.
It was like, it really helped because like tackling and double legging.
Yeah.
And we grab both their legs and drive forward and take them down. like, that helps a lot with tackling. Wrapping your arms around, using your shoulder, driving into them, that helps so much. And then, like, you get stronger hands with your grips in jiu-jitsu, so you can drive people farther, holding their pads or stuff like that.
Yeah, even like you're knowing how to fall, like you can
Great fall, yeah, like tucking your chin. And yeah.
Like absorbing the force of the
Absorbing the fall.
Or I would love when like you'd get tackled, but like you'd roll. Like you'd do like a forward roll where you like tuck and go over your shoulder. Because so many people, like that's not innate to them. Like a lot of people, a lot of these brain injuries and concussions happen because they don't know how to tuck their head when they fall, or they don't know how to like roll into the fall. And
that's why people like break their wrist or like hurt their neck or their back problems and stuff.
Yeah. So I feel like that is, you know, going to be something that continually serves you, is that the fundamentals you've acquired through jiu-jitsu showing up in places like football games where it is like more aggressive. Well, it's a contact sport. Just that reaction time, knowing how to like move really dynamically, but also like drive and be really explosive. And then of course the protection piece. So that was cool to see.
It definitely helps.
Yeah. So what do you love about football?
You asked me that question.
Did I?
Yeah, I said hitting.
In the beginning. Oh, hitting people. Oh, that's right. And cooking them, huh?
Cooking them.
Yeah. And Cade is really fast. That is one of his like God-given abilities, is he has some wheels, and he certainly did not get that from me. I'm not fast. I can run a long time, but like I can't run fast. So you're really special when it comes to that. What do you love about basketball? Because you like haven't played that much basketball.
Yeah, I've been definitely practicing a lot.
Yeah.
Right here on the hoop.
Yeah.
My dribbling skills have gotten a lot better. And I think it's just fun because, I mean, there's definitely contact, but there's not as much contact as football. Definitely not as much. And it's a lot funner because you're running back and forth through a court on a wood floor, dribbling a ball, and you're trying to make it in a hoop.
Yeah, I mean, people know what basketball is, kid.
But like, it's fun doing it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's fun because, like, you have teammates and you're passing it to them. But like jiu-jitsu, it's a single sport. You're on your own out there on the mat, and you're on a competition. You're like trying to stay focused.
Yeah.
And then teammates, like in all sports, just back you up.
Yeah. What do you like about baseball? That's a different kind of sport, because like I feel like what was that statistic that's like the failure rate of like baseball? Like you're gonna take more, not just like losses in terms of like losing a game, but like your strikeouts or whatever. Like you kind of fail so much more than you like have any kind of like emotional W.
Yeah.
So what is it about baseball that like keeps you engaged and interested?
Well, it's probably all your teammates, 9 people out on the field. And then, can't really describe it, but like, when you're on defense and you're trying to strike out the other people, it's just so, like, satisfying to me.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's just a game that keeps going until...
Yeah, it's like so strategic.
Yeah, and it's very specific.
Yeah, like anything can happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Any people on base, like, get out at any time.
Yeah.
You never know anything about it.
I was never really into baseball until you started playing, and then I was like, wow, this, like, you understand, like, why people say that baseball is romantic, because there's just so much beauty. That's an expression. I didn't make that up. Because it's like, it's so beautiful. Like a lot of things have to come together in order to have one brilliant moment after like so much delayed gratification. Like you very rarely have like this instant dopamine, like feel good, you know?
Yeah. I can't really describe it.
Yeah.
As well as if you're actually playing it.
Yeah. But fun to be out there.
Very fun.
Yeah. And then what do you love about jiu-jitsu?
Well, probably that, like, it's one-on-one and you're not with anyone else. But I like team a lot. But jiu-jitsu is just so much different because you're by yourself going against another opponent that you either really know or you don't know at all. And you're literally fighting them.
Yeah.
and trying to submit them or anything like that.
Yeah. And do you like that? Like, what does it feel like to...
It's very intense. A lot. You probably know that. You just did like...
I do.
What did you do this weekend?
Masters International.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got cooked. It'd be like that. But yeah, it is really intense. But the high of like doing good or of like hitting a move or a submission or just
very
like
satisfying.
Yeah. And then like there's just so much, I mean, for me anyway, there's so much growth in that sport. Like it's about being in it for the long run, doing something that's so different in terms of being an athlete. It's just so different. I love it. And I love that you love it. And that it's, I think especially for kids, like, I don't think that any one sport should be their whole personality. A lot of kids want to only play baseball or only play football or only jiu-jitsu. And I do not agree with that coaching philosophy for youth athletes. There's a time and place to specialize, but it is not at this age. And what I've really liked about jiu-jitsu is like, it is a sport that can be sprinkled in throughout his year of training in both boys, where it doesn't have to be their main focus, but it's a supplement activity. And I look at it more as like a life skill versus a sport, because I always want him to know how to defend himself, to defend others, and to like know the escalation of that. Like most people think like, oh yeah, I could take that person. But like it teaches you to read a room, read people's energy, and just be so much more self-aware. And I want to raise really strong boys and boys that are the helpers. And I feel like it's a critical life skill for our kids to have. And then being a coach, I also see like not just that side of why it's practical, but I see the sports and performance side translate really, really well to any sport that he's done, because, the whole body movement patterns and really specific movement patterns that are very transferable to any other sport that they do. And then the mental resiliency. I mean, it's the hardest sport, wouldn't you say, like mentally?
Jiu-jitsu, yeah.
Yeah. It's certainly is mental for me. Have you ever thought about what kind of athlete or teammate you want to be? I feel like you already are. You are that.
I really am, but like I said a lot earlier, you can always improve on something. So I think I could maybe like a teammate, did you say?
Yeah, like things like about what kind of athlete you want to be or what kind of teammate you want to be. Like
I want to be a really good teammate, very supporting, and the type of athlete I want to be is also very supporting, kind, and not putting anyone down in their place when they either like strike out, miss a shot in basketball.
Or like act irritated by it or something. Yeah.
Like you always pump them up. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I love about you, and I mean, I know I have drilled this into your little brain since you were really young, but I always tell you, did you thank the coaches? Huh?
Yes, all the time.
But like you always...
And the other team. Like,
and the other team.
It's like, did you thank the coaches? Did you thank the coaches?
I just like to make sure when I don't see, but, and you do a really good job of that, and thanking the refs and stuff. But ultimately, like, your talent takes you far, but your character and like the reputation that you create, especially in your local community and, in a small sports circle, like that really matters. And, I want people to know like Cade Battles isn't just this fast or this really great athlete. Like he's a good kid also. And I mean, I used to recruit Division I athletes. And I knew that like grades matter, character matters, the family they come from matters, like all these different variables, not just their athleticism. Like what are we going to be bringing onto this team? And you want to know that. And so in raising someone who's really athletic, that's just a value system that's been really important for us to instill. And you do a really good job of that. Yeah. If you could try any new hobby or skill, what would it be?
Rugby.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely rugby. Sorry, my eyes are really watery right now.
Bro, we should do rugby.
Rugby. I really want to do that really badly. And just because of like, I know how to do jiu-jitsu, football.
Should we create a mother-son rugby team?
No. Just no.
That's cap.
That's cap.
Sit down.
Sit down's another one too.
Really?
Like when they get checked or something, like I know it's disrespect, but it's a funny thing to say, like, sit down.
Yeah, you don't want to be
I know.
a jerk. All right. What is something that feels hard right now?
Math.
How about like life hard?
I
like,
just finished
zoom out of
school.
math. Yeah, zoom out of school stuff. I'll give you a prompt because I know that you've talked to me about this a lot. You're a little nervous about going into middle school, right? Does that feel hard to you right now?
Yeah, what was the question again?
What feels hard to you right now?
My head. Okay. Well, I mean, the pressure into going to a new school, middle school, with a lot older kids than I am, because I was literally the oldest in the school.
Yeah.
So I'm literally going to be one of the youngest ones, because people are like 14 in 8th grade, and like, I'm just going into 6th. Yeah. And so it's definitely going to be hard and tough to like battle through all like the math and teachers and stuff. I know I'm zooming back into school, but like that's
it's just a little intimidating.
hard. Like,
it's okay to be intimidated.
Yeah.
And then you always figure it out, and the teachers will be supportive. They know they get new 6th graders that are scared every single year, and they all help them find their rhythm and their routine. And
yeah, but no one's like me. That's the thing.
Well, of course, you're special, but you're not that special.
Am I special in a good way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're going to be just fine. And if it's not fine, we'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. When do you feel the most confident?
In sports. When I'm winning.
When you're winning.
Yeah. And my team's like all hyped, stuff like that.
How do you create that confidence though?
Scoring. Either way. Basketball, baseball. It's usually baseball though. When you get most hype in the dugout. Like last year I played club, and we went on this home run streak, and it was like home run after home run, or like hit after hit.
Yeah.
And it was crazy, and then the whole dugout gets hyped, and then we keep hitting because we're so like.
What do you do when when you're down and you need confidence, but you're really anxious or intimidated or scared? I think a lot of kids struggle with that, right? They feel intimidated, they don't want to mess up. Maybe they just lost and now they have to try again. How do you generate that momentum to be more confident?
Well, for me in baseball this year, we had a really close game, right? And we're down by 2 runs. And I'm not pitching, but this other kid, Roman, a really good friend with him, pitches gas. Gas. And
that's good. That's
very
fast.
good, very fast. And I'm just at shortstop telling him to lock in, let's go, Roman, lock in here. Let's go. And they're all hyped and stuff. I just tell myself, if you're going to be down, you're not going to win at all. Ever. You're not going to win if you're down.
If you have a crappy attitude.
Yeah. If you have a crappy attitude, then
or if your energy sucks.
You're going to lose. You're already going to lose. You already told yourself that you're going to lose.
Yeah. It's hard to battle out of that, bad energy sometimes where you're just meh, and you're down, or you're
trying to tell your teammates to let's go lock in right here.
Yeah. Harder to do in individual sport, right?
Yes. Because you're by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got to self-hype. That's tough. What is a moment where you were really proud of yourself recently? Not in sports and not in school, but who you are as a human.
Proud of myself?
Yeah. When have you been proud of yourself? Semi-recently, when not in school, not in sports, for who Cade Battles is as a human.
I'm proud that I get to move on from 11.
That what?
That I get to move on from 11. I get to move on every year to another age.
Another year older?
Yep. Another year to come.
Okay.
Because then I would have done sports related, so.
Yeah. Well, I want to share a moment that I was really proud of you for something that was, I think, reflective of your character. And it was something that happened at school.
I graduated.
You did graduate 5th grade.
George Washington thing. That's what it was. That's what you're going to say.
No.
I did a historical biography on George Washington. I had to memorize a 5-paragraph essay.
Yes, you did.
And then my parents, because we were leaving for Mexico, so I had to memorize my 5-paragraph essay early. So
You're the first up.
yeah, I was first up, but I was also in the classroom. And my mom and dad were in there just in the back like this.
With my phone out, taking a video.
My entire class was like,
whatever. You have a proud mommy and daddy. We couldn't miss seeing you.
Yeah.
Teach us about George Washington. I mean,
I forgot the whole thing already.
That's okay. That's okay. You know the main points. Well, something that you did earlier this year that I think like spoke a lot about who you are is one of your friends was getting bullied. And she was getting bullied by kids that you were also friends with. And they did something mean to her where they took her backpack and threw it in a trash can, right?
A wet trash can.
A wet trash can. And she was really upset, right? So what did you say? Tell me, set the scene, Cade.
I can't remember anything, but like I said, like, back off. Don't pick on anyone else or something will happen to you and you don't want to find out. So please just stop it right now.
Did they stop?
No.
So then what happened?
Might have suplexed them.
You did not suplex them.
No, I
push.
The one of them. I pushed them off and like I told them again.
Yeah.
With my words. And
with your words.
And then I got physical.
Yeah.
Because they didn't stop.
Right. And I've always told Cade, like, I would never be mad at you if you're
and then I got
yourself.
And then I got sent to the principal's office and
it's easy for Cade to get blamed for things.
Here.
Right. If you are acting in a way that is standing up for yourself or standing up for others, then I don't care if you get in trouble and I will defend you. Period. Full stop.
Thank you.
But we want to, Cade is somebody who, like, I think it's easy for him to take the blame on things because he's so active and intense and fiery in his, like, words and his actions. So he will get in trouble a lot, and I just like to make sure that, that the truth does come out with that. And I was really proud of you for standing up for somebody, for using your jiu-jitsu for the greater good and setting a precedent that you cannot bully other people. And I think that it's important for kids to know, like, that escalation of, like, using your words, repeating your words. And if it doesn't stop, well, then you can get physical, but you can get physical in a way that's not actually going to hurt yourself or others. And I was really proud of you for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we're going to flip the script now. What is it like having me as your mom?
Well, I mean, it's very intense. But yes, it is. Like you were saying, like, there's sports every day. And sometimes I feel like I need an off day. Like, we took like a 2-mile walk, like, a month or two ago.
Yeah.
Just talking about this and, like, how, like, sometimes I need breaks because I've been doing this since I was down there.
Yeah.
Little.
And that's what our summers
for now. I have self, and I'm very grateful that I have some days off, but then I get right back into it.
Yeah. What I like about our relationship is that we're really similar. And I feel like I really get you. I get your brain. I get your feelings. I get your intensity. And we're really similar. And it's nice that we have each other for that. Like, it's just, I feel really thankful to know you in that kind of way.
Yeah.
What do you want your life to look like when you are graduating from high school?
High school. well, I'm going to set my life to go to college.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to play. I might play football there. Yeah, I'm going to play football there. And after that, I'm going to try to get drafted to the NFL.
Yeah.
And become the next great running back, I guess.
Yeah. I have no doubt you'd be able to do that.
I'm folding the house.
What kind of person do you hope to be when you're older?
You just asked me that?
No, that's what you want your life to look like at 18. What do you think your life will look like at 18?
Okay, what was the question?
What kind of person do you hope to be when you're older? Like character-wise.
Well, we actually just did a presentation slide at the end of the school year.
Mm-hmm.
And it was what you want to be when you grow up, like a future you.
Yeah.
That's what they called it, project. And I said NFL player.
Mm-hmm.
I said all this stuff. And I said I would pay off the house that you are living in. Whatever house it is, I'd pay it off.
Yeah.
And then I'd help charity-wise. And I would donate money, a lot of money there. And, like, help, like, the foundation of Make-A-Wish. And I'd help those people and stuff. That's exactly what I did in, like, the presentation slide thing. So that's the future.
You have a lot of great athletes that you look up to that are really involved in that kind of thing, right? Who do you like?
Mookie Betts.
Yeah. The Dodgers. Yeah.
I can't believe what Chance is saying. The Mookie Bell. Okay, Mookie Betts, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
In football, and then Mookie Betts is baseball. I really look up to probably the most is basketball, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
And I'm playing basketball out there like Kobe.
I do love hearing that live on.
And then like, yeah.
There's some good athletes to look up to, both for their sports skill, but also their character as well. Do you think that kids today have more pressure than maybe like people my age did when we were growing up?
No, I think they actually have less pressure because people today have a little bit more money than the people did back then. So back then in the 90s. I feel like George Washington right now.
Bro.
Giving my presentation. Back then, like, people didn't have tons of money and mansions and stuff unless they were like George Washington. Or, yeah.
Okay, like not that old.
Yeah, I know.
God.
But they still didn't have that much money. Like, my mom has a story.
I have a story.
Yeah.
We just talk about, at least within our family, the life that, the life and childhood that Cade has is very, very different than the life and childhood that I had, and very different than the life and childhood that his daddy had as well. So very different in terms of how we're able to grow up and the exposure that, he has, the opportunities that he has. And then I was a little bit more limited, for a variety of reasons. Yes. Why we help keep that perspective and try to help keep that perspective, because it is different when you're used to, it's just different sometimes, I think. And it's hard when, Jared and I want to give our boys like the life that we didn't have. But at the same time, like, I don't want you guys to be spoiled. I don't want you to be entitled. And so we do talk about that often, like that you guys are really lucky in a lot of these situations to have the opportunities that you do. And we do share a little bit about what our life was like versus what theirs is like, and just the gratitude and
less pressure. I think, personally, for me.
That you have all this pressure.
But I do have a lot of pressure. And
yeah, you put a lot of pressure on yourself, and I put pressure on you to become the best version of you. I don't care if you win. I don't care if you get all the best grades, but I want you to try. I always want you to try. that's where I will put pressure on you, is to like work hard and try your best, whatever that ends up looking like. But it's not a win. It's not being the best at everything. It's just being someone who tries and shows up.
Yeah.
All right. What's a weird food combo that you love?
No, I don't really have any food combos.
All right. Like, what's your favorite food right now then? If you say.
Right now, I mean, I've loved In-N-Out.
Yeah.
For my entire life.
True.
Or right now, this second, like this exact second, I feel like eating an entire Chick-fil-A. Like an entire Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I really want Chick-fil-A.
That sounds good.
Chick-fil-A's.
But it's not happening. But it sounds good. If you could only listen to one song for the rest of the year, what would it be?
I'm really into Kendrick Lamar right now. Yeah.
Cade is actually a pretty good rapper. And
I made my own rap.
He did make his own rap. But yes.
No bad words, don't worry.
Oh my God. Yeah. He's really into Kendrick Lamar. What else?
Well, it's just really Kendrick Lamar and Eminem. I don't know what song I would listen to for the rest of the year.
Eminem is my era, so
You know
I'm not not George Washington era. Bro.
Hey, I know. I could not choose, but I would listen to an artist for the rest of the year, which would be Kendrick Lamar.
Okay. All right.
I can't choose a song though, but it'd be Kendrick Lamar for an artist.
Okay. Fair. What is something that you've seen or heard recently that made you laugh really, really hard? Mookie Toe.
Yeah.
Let's look into it.
So Mookie Betts fractured his toe walking to the bathroom in the dark. I'm not very proud of that.
You're not proud of that?
No, I don't think.
How do you think he feels?
Either. Well, not proud of me either. Like, Chance, when I'm playing 1v1 with him in basketball, and he stubs his toe and he's like, oh, I got a Mookie toe now.
Chance is so funny. It's so funny. Yes. We had a good laugh about that too, because he just...
That's recent, okay?
That was last night. That was last night. I had a good laugh over that. And him calling Theo a meatball or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
His little cousin. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Chance. You guys have a really special relationship. And you guys, what?
Next, can we talk about my friends?
You've talked about your friends. Talking about all your neighborhood friends and everything.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I mean, like...
Pause. Okay.
Okay.
And we're going to wrap this soon. We've almost been yapping for an hour. Okay, brother, you guys are 4 years apart. And I share that a lot because a lot of people have assumed that, especially when I was pregnant with Chance, that like you guys wouldn't be close because you're 4 years apart. But you and your brother play all the time. And you have a really close relationship. And you also like torment each other. And fight and antagonize, but then like turn around and are so loving and really helpful and kind to each other. So talk to me a little bit about your guys' relationship.
That's just brothers. I mean, they fight and then they love each other. They fight and then they love each other. So
yeah,
I just like to use him for stuff like basketball. Like I was saying 1v1s and stuff, and then playing catch, baseball or stuff. Cause like my dad or mom are not like... Though dad's usually making food because this is the time we want to play catch at night, and dad's making food. Then mom's like doing work in here. So like we and Chance just go out there and like want to play catch. And then we play 1v1. Yeah. And then we go down the street and find friends.
Yeah.
Even when we're really not supposed to.
Yeah. You guys
like last night.
Yeah. You guys had like a video go viral recently.
Oh yeah, the 11.6.
No, not that one. The one of you guys like hugging goodbye on your last day of school.
That one's going viral?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, like viral for my content. And
not Mr. Beast.
Yeah, not that level. But I think it shows like, so your last year of being in school together, I know that was like really bittersweet for you guys. Like they're
That
little,
was sad.
it was sad. Well, some tears and just, I know you guys just have a really special relationship and I'm so grateful that you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's kind of funny.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. He gets along with all your friends too.
Yeah, which is kind of weird.
He's like the token little brother to everybody. But it's good because it's made him like a really, like, he's very smart and he's very athletic. And I think so much of that is like just the exposure from being around Cade and all of Cade's friends. All right. Cade, is there anything you want to finish this off with?
Well, I want to talk about my friends a little bit down the street.
Yeah?
Just a little more.
Okay.
I don't know why. Well,
we're going to keep it short because we're almost at our time camp.
I don't really know what to say about them, though.
Okay, well, you're really lucky. Okay, you have a handful of little boys that are all around your age that live on this street. And you met them the very first day we
oh, yeah, they
checked out
his
house.
There was a family of 7 right next door of us. And then them down the street.
Yeah.
They all came to my driveway and just waited till we came outside and then to meet me.
Yeah, I feel like that's been like one of the best parts of moving to Idaho is moving into a neighborhood where there's like so many kids. And
in California, there was nobody on the street. It was mostly old people. But there was these one.
Yeah.
One.
Chuck Lexington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But you have a lot of really good friends here. And it feels to me like my boys are getting like a 90s childhood. I know that doesn't mean anything to you, but like where, they get on bikes and they can just like go to each other's houses. All of the parents help each other out and they demolish snacks. So our Costco bill is like stupid. But that's how we keep kids around is we keep them fed. We keep them like snacking. And I love that they have each other. Like I love that, Cade has these boys and Chance does too. All right. And this is where the attention span has left the building. So let's wrap it. Cade Battles. Thank you for being here. Cannot believe that you are going to be 12 years old. It does not feel possible. But I love you so much.
I can't believe it. I believe when I was going to be 11.
Yeah, 12 feels little too. It feels too old.
Just a little old.
But I love you. I'm proud of you. You're like the best thing to ever happen to me. And best thing to happen to this business because you're the reason it got started. So we are all very thankful for you. And thank you for sharing your Cade words of wisdom in this season of life. Thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Practice Brave podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please leave a review and help us spread the work we are doing to improve the overall information and messaging in the fitness industry and beyond. Now, if you are pregnant and you are looking for a trustworthy exercise program to follow, I have you covered. The Pregnant Athlete Training Program is a well-rounded program for pregnancy with workouts for each week that are appropriate for your changing body. That's 36 weeks of workouts, 3 to 4 workouts each week, and tons of guidance on exercise strategy. We also have an at-home version of that program. If you are postpartum and you're looking for an exercise program to follow, the 8-week postpartum athlete training program would be a really great way to help bridge the gap between rehab and the fitness you actually want to do. From there, we have the Practice Brave Fitness program, which is an ongoing strength and conditioning program where you get new workouts each week and have a lot of guidance from myself and my co-coach, Heather Osby. This is the only way that I'm really offering ongoing coaching at this point in time. If you have ever considered becoming a certified pregnancy and postpartum athleticism coach, I would love to have you join us. Pregnancy and Postpartum Athleticism is a self-paced online certification course that will up-level your coaching skills and help connect the dots between pelvic health and long-term athletic performance, especially during pregnancy and postpartum. Become who you needed and become who your online and local community needs by becoming a certified pregnancy and postpartum athleticism coach. Thank you again for listening to the Practice Brave podcast. I appreciate you. And please help me continue spreading this messaging, this information, and this work.